News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
First responders extricate a driver in an overturned truck, and the district attorney files charges against suspected child and animal abusers. News 25 starts now.
This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell, Eunette Gentry. News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Police are investigating a rollover crash. It's Tuesday, February 11th. I'm Eunette Gentry. Deputies say they are investigating whether alcohol, speed, or both contributed to a single vehicle accident this morning in a neighborhood off Wilson Road.
We were dispatched this morning to a single vehicle rollover off of 1st and Bowling. Upon arrival, we found a pickup truck that landed on its roof. The driver was inside trapped. We had to perform a series of extrication, removing the doors and spreading the roof off of him. His feet were tangled within the steering wheel and the driver's seat. He was wearing a seatbelt. We did have to remove that to be able to remove him. He was subsequently extricated and taken by ground to Mercy Air Base 21 to be flown to UMC Trauma.
The white pickup was coming north on Bowling, and he had been leaving the road, according to another witness up ahead, and passed him. And when he got down to where I could see, the pickup went off the road on the west side of Bowling and then skidded across Bowling, exiting the west side of Bowling, became airborne for about 30 feet, did a nosedive, and then flopped over on the lid. There was apparently just one driver, and no one else was involved. The police and everyone showed up fairly quick, and they were able to break the windows and talk to him to see his condition, and things were okay, and that's about it.
The Nye County District Attorney's Office has charged 4 Pahrump residents with committing numerous severe offenses against several children, including criminal counts for child sexual assault, incest, bestiality, lewdness, and use of a child in production of pornography. The district attorney says that they have now filed a 21-count criminal complaint against the 4 defendants, including 16 counts that carry a penalty of life imprisonment upon conviction. 39-year-old Eric Garcia has been charged with 3 counts of sexual assault on a child under 14, 1 count of lewdness with a child under 14, 2 counts of unlawfully using a minor in producing pornography or as subject of sexual portrayal in performance, 1 count of possession of child pornography, 1 count of preparing, advertising, or distributing materials depicting pornography involving a minor, 1 count of felony child abuse, and 1 count of bestiality. Of the 10 charges, 6 carry a life sentence. 49-year-old Vicky Bockley has been charged with 2 counts of sexual assault on a child under 14 and 2 counts of incest. All 4 charges carry a life sentence. 30-year-old Mickey Cagle has been charged with 2 counts of sexual assault on a child under 14 and 2 counts of lewdness with a child under 14. All 4 charges carry a life sentence. And 50-year-old Danny Hicks has been charged with 2 counts of sexual assault on a child under 14 and 1 count of bestiality. Of the 3 counts, 2 sexual assault charges carry a life sentence. The defendant's formal arraignment will take place tomorrow, February 12th at 8 a.m. in Pahrump Justice Court. And stay tuned, we'll be right back here at KPVM News.
You're watching KPVM News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, Amazon is still searching for answers as to why it lost out on a lucrative contract with the Pentagon. Now Amazon reps want to hear from the president. Angela Miles has that and more in today's financial news.
Here's Angela Miles with today's Business First Brief.
Topping our news, the president's proposing a $4.8 trillion budget plan. That plan includes cuts to Medicaid, children's health insurance, environmental protection, Centers for Disease Control, and education. Increased spending would go to the Pentagon, the space program for a trip to Mars, and the border wall. Amazon wants answers about why it lost out on the Pentagon's $10 billion JEDI contract. Amazon has filed for a deposition from the president. Microsoft won the JEDI contract. In China, Foxconn, the top maker of iPhones, is reopening a key factory in China. The plant was closed due to the coronavirus. And the Justice Department is indicting 4 members of the Chinese military for the Equifax hack attack. That attack happened in 2017.
To find out where you can see us every day, go to businessfirstam.com.
Thanks, Angela. And in more local news, the Nye County Sheriff's Office is about to offer jail inmates an alternative to incarceration by allowing them to opt for electronic monitoring instead. The Board of County Commissioners has approved a contract between the Sheriff's Office and a company called Track Group Incorporated, which will provide the ankle monitors and manage that system.
The purpose of this by NRS is it allows the sheriff to institute a program to alleviate crowding in the jail, to allow people who are in jail to have the opportunity to go home on an ankle monitoring and give the justice system some peace of mind that they're being watched without keeping them incarcerated. So the proposal in front of you is to utilize this company to provide that equipment to us and do the monitoring for us, and then those fees and the revenue that we've requested would then augment the jail budget for the jail staff that would be utilized to run this program.
Chairman, I'll make a motion to enter into a monitoring associated services agreement with Track Group for the purpose of ankle monitoring system for inmates. 2, execute the agreement with pricing schedule as attached, and 3, deposit into 10236 jail fund.
Second. After listening to your requests to find other ways to remove people from our jail, but yet keep them basically incarcerated, we did come up with this program. It seems to fit the bill.
One of the things I appreciate reading in the backup was that this is, you have people who have their difficulties or pitfalls, but, they have employment, they have jobs, and this allows them to not have that breakup where they can keep the employment and still be a part of the community and getting the rehabilitation and getting back into the community. I think that's really important here. So this is another option, another tool at the Sheriff's Office disposal. So thank you for bringing it forward. It's a solution.
So the fee schedule that they're charging us is accurate, what you have in that agreement. The fee schedule that will need to be voted on separately is what we are charging the public to recuperate our costs. And if we can get this agreement approved today, we can start the equipment ordering. That takes time, and get the training and stuff started, and bring our fee schedule of what we're charging the inmates back to you on a separate agenda item for you to approve pursuant to NRS, which would not affect this agreement that was done properly on this agenda item.
When David came to me with this and we first discussed this, I was on board with it from the beginning. I feel that this would be an answer to the overcrowding situations in the jail that they currently have. People that need incarceration can be done at home while being monitored on this system, and I think it would benefit both the Sheriff's Office and the court system as well with those types of institutions and not having to put everybody in jail, because not everybody needs to be in jail.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, unanimous.
And the Sheriff's Office is still developing a fee schedule which will determine what inmates will pay the county to participate in the electronic monitoring program. Commissioners will vote on that fee schedule at their next meeting. And stay tuned right here to KPVM, where we are Pahrumph's #1 and now Las Vegas's newest news source.
This segment of the news is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyers, Nye County's injury attorneys. Don't get bullied by insurance companies. Call Jason Ernest and bully them back at 775-727-9500.
Welcome back. Well, a new strain of respiratory virus, commonly known as the coronavirus, has been making headlines for weeks now. But how does it affect us? According to Dr. Frank Esper of Cleveland Clinic's Children's, symptoms from the coronavirus can range from having symptoms like a mild cold to symptoms like becoming severely ill, such as if you had a bad flu.
A lot of the symptoms that the people who have been sick with this, for the most part, are still runny nose, cough, respiratory problems. So the lung problems, and when you get really, really sick for it, you get pneumonia.
According to reports from the CDC and the World Health Organization, most people sickened by the novel coronavirus live in China. Additional cases of coronavirus are popping up in other countries, including here in the U.S., but so far most cases are people who recently traveled to China. Dr. Esper says many who tested positive for coronavirus are well enough to receive care in their own homes. He says recent reports show most people who became very sick from the novel coronavirus are adults, mostly men with an average age around 50. However, only about a third had underlying heart or lung problems. This tells us the virus has the ability to make people who are otherwise healthy very sick. Dr. Esper says the best thing you can do is practice good hand hygiene using soap and water or an alcohol-based hand rub. Cover your cough and avoid contact with sick people. You should also be aware of how often you touch your face.
Avoid contact from your hands to your eyes, to your mouth, to your nose, because that's basically what happens is the virus gets onto your hands, and then from your hands it gets into your mouth, into your nose by you just rubbing or scratching or eating.
Dr. Esper says anyone planning to travel internationally should visit the CDC website for the latest information and recommendations, which are updated frequently.
And in consumer news, from speakers to refrigerators, smart home technology is becoming more and more common in the products we use. But when preparing to sell your home, which upgrades will get the most bang for your buck? In this week's Angie's List, she's telling us which changes are worth your investment.
In competitive housing markets, sellers are looking for any way to get an edge. Smart home technology could be just the thing to set your home apart because today's buyers are looking for automation and ease in their next purchase.
Although still new, early data indicates an immediate return on investment for sellers who are investing in tech-forward updates.
How much return? A full smart home makeover might improve the home's value by as much as 5%.
You might have to spend around $1,500 on a full smart home makeover, including installation, but on a $250,000 home, the return on investment could be up around $13,000.
That $1,500 price tag would include smart locks, lighting controls, thermostat, cameras, and a smoke alarm. If you want to start smaller than that, keep it simple and begin at the front of your home.
I always tell people to start at the front door with a smart door lock. It'll make that first smart impression with prospective buyers. It'll also make things easier for your agent, since they won't have to worry about keys and lock boxes when showing your home.
While this technology is often marketed as do-it-yourself friendly, it can get complicated depending on the scale of your upgrade. Consider bringing in help with the installation to make sure it's done right. A qualified professional can also assist with software installation and protection against hacking.
And now here's Veronica De La Rosa with today's Student News.
Hi, I'm Veronica De La Rosa, and this is your Student News. Congratulations, Pahrump Valley High School sophomore Tiffany Thompson for winning the Student Speaking Contest at the club level with the Pahrump Lions Club. District 46 with the topic of How Can We Fight Against the Opioid Crisis? And because of her win, she can now compete at zone level. The Pahrump Valley High School Winter Formal is this Saturday, February 15th from 6 to 9 p.m. The theme is Near Its City, and as usual, it's $6 for a single ticket, $10 for a couple ticket, and $10 per person at the door. You can buy your tickets now in the cafeteria during lunch. The Pahrump Valley High School Children's Trunk has lots of clothes that you can get for free if you're a Pahrump Valley High School student. It's open from 7:45 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and on Fridays, it's from 12 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. It also has school supplies, jewelry, and jackets. For more information, please contact the main office. This has been Veronica De La Rosa with your Student News.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, let's take a look outside at what conditions were like earlier today through our Lerner and Rowe weather cam. Hopefully it is steady after those winds whipped through our area, causing a bit of damage. We'll take a closer look at our forecast and the damage that was done by those winds right after we return.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hello and welcome back to News 25. I'm Michael Donohue with today's weather. In Las Vegas, we had a high of 60 degrees, a low of 39, 74 with a low of 46 in Death Valley, 64-33 in Amargosa, 60-31 in Beatty, 49 for the high in Goldfield, 47 for the high in Tonopah. Both towns have a low of 19 degrees, 51 with a low of 20 degrees in Fallon. Carson City, their high is 52, 54 for the high in Fernley. Those two towns have a low of 26 degrees. Now today in Pahrump, we saw sunny skies. Our high today was 61 degrees. Winds coming out of the north at 13 miles per hour, 12% humidity, and our sunrise at 6:36 this morning. Tonight we're going to continue on with clear skies. Our low is 33 degrees. It's currently 55 outside with winds coming out the east-northeast at 5 miles per hour, 33 for our humidity, and our sunset at 5:21 p.m. Now looking ahead to our 7-day, we're expecting some nice sunny skies all through Saturday. Then we got some cloudy skies rolling in Sunday that are hanging out through Tuesday. And along with those cloudy skies, we're going to get some more high winds for the beginning of next week, kicking off Sunday with winds up to 13 miles per hour and then up to 15 miles per hour Monday and Tuesday. Temperature-wise, we're pretty much seeing what we saw yesterday. Our temperatures are just kind of staying around the same place on Wednesday all the way through Sunday. We're going to be hanging out in those mid to high 60s, just between 65 and 68 degrees. And we're going to come down to 59 on Monday and Tuesday. Our overnight's pretty much just hanging out in those mid to high 30s, just between 34 and 39 degrees, with the exception of Saturday. We're going to jump up just a little bit with a low of 40 degrees. So now with that, we're going to throw it back to the desk with Eunette.
Thanks, Michael. And speaking of those nearly 50-mile-per-hour winds, the tent on the property of the Pahrump Nugget was severely damaged overnight. And Valley Electric Association confirms more than 800 accounts were affected by a wind-related outage that occurred just before 2 a.m., but was short-lived because power was restored before 4 a.m. That does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Eunette Gentry. Good night.